on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at Star Wars The Black Series Archive Collection Wave 3, and this is a set of 4 figures, which includes Grand Admiral Thrawn, Commander Cody, Han Solo in his Hoth gear, and finally we have Luke Skywalker in his Hoth gear. Now this is a wave that I've been looking forward to for a while, primarily for Commander Cody, because when I started collecting Black Series, he had already been out for a few years. So the asking price, he was going for upwards of $100, and I definitely wasn't going to pay that much. So I'm glad that they did re-release him. For those unfamiliar, the archive collection is basically for that reason. It's to help out new collectors who may have missed out on some of the older figures, but they also do some updates. So for instance, with Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, the original releases didn't have the face printing technology as it wasn't available back then, but the new releases do. So aside from getting characters you missed out on, you also get a bit of an upgrade. So even if you already have them, there may be some that you want to pick up. So let's go ahead and dive into it, starting with Grand Admiral Thrawn. Grand Admiral Thrawn comes with just one accessory, and that's the pistol. So you can either have him holding the pistol or you can have it in its holster. This is another figure that I've been looking forward to because, again, when he was first released, I wasn't collecting Black Series. So the price for him, I believe, was running around $60. And again, I wasn't willing to pay that much for this figure. So good to see him re-released in the Archive series. The paintwork came out pretty clean here. He's primarily wearing white. He has a couple of gold accents as well as black. His skin tone being a blue with the red eyes really sets it apart. The red eyes really stand out in person, probably more so than you're going to be able to see on camera. He has fairly good articulation, so you're going to be able to get him in a number of different action poses, but Thrawn is a character who's normally just kind of standing pretty stoically. Overall, this is a pretty decent figure worth taking a look at if you don't already have him in your collection. Next up, we have Commander Cody, and this is pretty much just a straight re-release. I'm not sure if they changed anything on the deco as far as I can tell, but I know it doesn't use a newer body mold like we see on the Phase 1 Clone Trooper, as well as Ahsoka's troopers. So you're still going to get the pegs and the joints, especially on the arm. They stand out a bit. Not too bad. I'm still happy to have this in my collection because he's one of the clone commanders that I was missing, and like I said, I didn't want to pay $120 for him, so glad that they re-released him. I have a feeling we're going to see all the clone commanders at some point, probably in a few years, get re-released using the new body mold, and that's going to give us better articulation. But for now, I'm happy to have him on the shelf. Now, Cody comes with the same 2 weapons that we see with all the other clone commanders and troopers. You have the larger rifle style weapon and then the handheld one. I'm not sure the exact names of these, so you guys can let me know in the comments, but they are the same ones that we've seen released over and over again, which honestly I have no complaint with, especially when we're troop building. It doesn't really bother me to have the same weapon so that they match. All in all, it's a great figure for the price especially, so if you can get your hands on one, I highly recommend you doing so. Next up, we have Han in his Hoth gear. He comes with 2 accessories. He has his blaster and then this set of what I believe are binoculars he's holding in his hands there. His hood has a bit of a split on the back so that you're able to take it off if you want to. Doesn't really look all that good taken off in my opinion because you don't have an accessory where the hood is folded down, so you can either have it on or off. His goggles are also removable, so you can take those off if you'd like. This is a pretty solid figure overall, although I do prefer the version that comes in the HasCon exclusive with Princess Leia, because in that version Han has the folded down hood and there's actually fur-like material on it, so that's my preferred version. But I am also happy to have this one now. I just need a couple of Tauntauns and a Wampa, and I think my Empire Strikes Back set will be pretty much complete. Finally, we have Luke Skywalker in his Hoth gear. And, you know, this is another version of Luke. At this point, I kind of lost track of how many different Luke Skywalkers I have, but you can never have too many in my opinion. One accessory that I wish was included were the goggles that actually come with the Rebel troopers. He did have these goggles on in the beginning of the movie, but they did get knocked off at some point. but it's not too big of a deal. Standard articulation for this figure. If you have other Luke Skywalker figures, you kind of know what you're getting here. His helmet is non-removable. The lightsaber effect does come out, so if you want to just have his lightsaber stored on the little hook on his belt, you can do that as well. Overall, I'm very happy with this figure because I had him when I was a kid, and so this version of him was one I was looking forward to. I was waiting for the re-release because they have the updated face printing technology on it, and that makes a huge difference in making the figures look more lifelike. So I think this is a wave definitely worth picking up, especially if you missed out on the original releases of these figures. But even if you do have those original releases, the updated face printing technology may make it worth your while. Or if you missed out on Commander Cody on the initial release, now's the great time to get him because you're not going to have to pay that inflated price. So let me know in the comments, is this a wave that you guys are picking up, or are you just going to pick up one or two out of them, or skip it entirely? Thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for your support, and I'll see you on the next video.